Let me now welcome Matthew Warnken from AgriProve. He has been one of the drivers of the carbon sequestration business for more than 10 years. He's been talking with farmers all that time about the best way to make this carbon system work and trying to refine it as he goes. He's an innovator, an entrepreneur, a motivator of this new paradigm. And turns out he's pretty good at it. AgriProve was issued with Australia's very first carbon soil credits. So please welcome Matthew.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. Good afternoon, everyone. As Rebecca said, I'm Matthew Warnken, Managing Director of AgriProve. We're really pleased to be supporting this conference. And what a great session. I mean, I just get so much out from hearing Terry and Walt every time I hear it. It's just such a wealth of knowledge. And why we're really pleased to be supporting this conference is because of the clear link between regenerative agriculture and building soil carbon. In fact, when a farmer put it to me is that you can't actually be doing regen ag if you continue to mine carbon out of your soil. So you need to be actually increasing carbon in soils. So it's a great link. And we believe the best proof point in terms of that link is participating in an emissions reduction fund to actually get carbon credits. So every carbon credit that you get is a proof positive that your particular farm, your landscape is actually storing carbon in soil and you're actually getting paid for it, which is that revenue, bringing revenues into farming communities onto land. And what really drives us as a company is knocking down those barriers to access the carbon markets and emerging natural capital markets like Queensland's Land Restoration Fund, but knocking down those barriers to enable participation for farmers. So what does that mean? We wrangle a lot of forms. So we spend a lot of time filling out the forms to create those opportunities. And in the past, in terms of accessing those eligible or accessing the Australian carbon market, was all about eligibility. And this was all a story about newness. The strength of the Australian carbon market is it is a compliance certification scheme. So every carbon credit counts towards our national targets. And what that means in terms of future-proofing any of your carbon initiatives is it will speak to compliance credits which have the strongest, deepest and highest price that you'll be able to access over time. So I was saying previously we're concentrating on newness, having to undertake a new activity as part of the eligibility criteria. What we've focused on recently is using a different approach to focus on material difference. So doing something materially different and using satellite data to provide a quantitative basis for showing this material difference. Now what that opens the opportunity for participation is all those regen pioneers who previously were saying, well, we get knocked out because of newness, because we're doing so much already on their farms. You know, you're sort of ticking off on the list. Well, here's the list of eligible activities, done them all. So you're knocked out of newness. But we believe we've now found a way to include those pioneers and create those opportunities to participate by using quantitative satellite data and finding a way to be showing that material difference. We'd love to talk more about that. I won't give you the full spiel. In fact, I was a bit worried. I was getting up here, I was told I was given 1 minute. So I'm trying to condense everything in 1 minute. But the teams here, we've got a stand here, very pleased to be supporting. We'd love to be talking about how we can provide those opportunities to participate and partner. We have a really big focus on a no regrets pathway, where we are in there for the long haul, a long way to participate. So I'd love to talk to you about running a project, structuring it, the real risks in carbon and carbon markets, how to avoid those risks and pitfalls. And it would be remiss of me not to also to say in terms of like if you're looking at talking or selecting a carbon advisor or a carbon project developer, but asking a few questions like, well, what organisations are you members of? So I see my co-chair, Louisa Kiley, there in terms of we're starting a soil carbon industry group that's already been founded. Working with Carbon Link and Chris Koska's also involved. So just in terms of advisors who are participants in those industry bodies is a good, again, proof point in terms of the quality and the caliber of the advice that you're likely to get. So once again, thank you very much for your attention. Come and say good day to us at our stall and wish the rest of the day really well. Thank you.